name's Stephen Davies and I'm the knob by the hob. Okay, so many people come to stay here always comment on my scrambled eggs in the morning. So I'm going to show you how I do my scrambled eggs. First of all, good eggs. I always think half the reason why my food's good is because I always buy good produce. So I always buy house-cooked eggs and make sure they're fresh. So easiest way to test if an egg is fresh is put it in some water. If it sinks like that, it's fresh. If it floats to the top, it's not fresh. Doesn't mean you can't eat it, but when it sinks down, it's fresh. The other way you can test as well, when you crack the egg open onto a plate, if the yolk is very domed, then it's fresh. If the yolk is quite flat, then it's an older egg. Doesn't mean you can't eat it, but I like my eggs to be fresh. So, these are fresh eggs. So I'll crack a couple of eggs. I'm just going to do 4 today. Okay, give them just a quick whisk. Then I'm going to again use good quality butter. My uncle always puts the butter in at the end, but I always put it in the beginning. So a couple of knobs of butter in the pan, melt that down. Okay, so melt the butter down, and I always think the best thing with eggs is not to muck around them too much. So stick them in the pan and don't faff around with them too much. So you can put a little tiny, as you know, I've got my garlicky salt and everything, a little tiny pinch of that and a little tiny pinch of pepper. And just, as it don't, you see people beating them about, it doesn't need, be gentle. And as it's coming to the end, because the other thing is, I like my scrambled eggs a little wet, on the wet side. So that's more or less done. Switch the heat off. I always put a little bit of chives in mine, don't have to. And there you go, that's done. That's my perfect scrambled eggs. Good morning, it's the morning after the night before, and Joe is going to do breakfast. So we're going to give him a hand. I'm going to be his glamorous assistant. So we're cooking shakshuka, which apparently is a Tunisian dish, breakfast dish, with eggs and chickpeas, tomatoes, red peppers, onions, famous paprika that Adam got. Where's it from, Adam?
From Hungary.
Well, I know that, but what city?
It's from Szeged.
Szeged. So fresh paprika, eggs,
Tahini,
chorizo, and chorizo. So, what do you want me to do? Chop tomatoes?
Yeah, you can chop the tomatoes. I'll get the hob turned on.
So you need kind of a large kind of frying pan. These are lovely heritage tomatoes. I actually got these from Waitrose, not the farm shop. Allegedly there's supposed to be a tomato shortage at the moment, but not in Cambridge by the looks of it.
And we've already diced up the onion and pepper quite finely, because they're going in first. Do you want to introduce your new camera person as well?
Oh, yeah. No. So in her pajamas, on the other side of the camera is my cousin Claire. She's the camera woman today. Or person.
Because Joe is normally the cameraman.
Okay, so Joe's popped in the peppers and the onions. We're gonna fry them off first. Chop up some flat leaf parsley. I've bought these already cooked chickpeas from, these are from Waitrose as well. I've not done this dish before, so this is a new one for me. Garlicky salt in. of pepper.
I'll slice up the chorizo. So would you not normally have much for breakfast in the morning, or what would your go-to breakfast be?
I either have Greek yogurt with berries and honey, or I have scrambled eggs.
It's healthy though.
And a Bloody Mary. So drain the chickpeas. What do you do with the tahini?
That just goes on at the end as like a bit of a dressing almost.
Where are your eggs from?
Leghorn whites. Clarence Court eggs. I always buy these ones, but they are expensive. So a woman told me in Waitrose.
How much would you pay for that?
£3.50.
Ooh.
What is in that little jar there, that little glass bottle, a red top?
But just
talk about that.
Why didn't you talk about it?
Yeah. I just came up from bed. I'm not ready.
There you are, the
camera. My close up.
You're already on camera.
I did a distance.
Actually, did Pia do that?
Far away and with the right lights.
So these lovely mugs, I've got them in various different colours. Again, these are from Iweni Pottery, which is a little pottery near where my parents live in Wales.
Okay.
Lovely stuff.
And then we can also add in the tomato puree as well. So basically all of the red ingredients are going in there.
Some tomato puree, a couple of teaspoonfuls.
Yep.
We've got chili flakes. So,
Is it all got blue?
these are gone outside as well.
It's gonna be spicy.
We put a little bit of Adam's Family's paprika. Beautiful colour actually. Mix that in. Also a couple of cloves of garlic. Crush them straight in. An extra one because Claire loves the garlic. There we go.
So then it will be the chickpeas, but we'll kind of let that, if you want to let it cook a little bit longer. Yeah, and then we'll do the chickpeas. Chorizo can go in pretty close to the end. We don't want it to kind of be overdone. If you steal a piece.
Oh, that's quite a big piece.
Yeah, exactly.
She just gave me such side eye.
I know, I've noticed with her, it's where she looks a certain way and also she's a bit tired. It's just,
Got a lazy eye when she's tired.
yeah, it's kind of goes off to one side.
It's been a hard morning for her.
It's funny how she's different with different people.
She's definitely warmed up to us.
We've cooked this down a little bit with the tomatoes, and now we're going to add the chickpeas. This is actually a North African dish, and despite the fact that I was married to a Moroccan, it's the first time I've ever had it. So in case we leave that simmer away. Put half the parsley in now, and then we keep it a little bit for later.
So I think while you're doing the bread, then I will try chorizo, which if you're veggie you can just leave out, and if you're vegan you can leave out the egg as well, but then you're kind of just having veg for the morning.
So I'm going to do a little chapata with this today, so I'm just going to grill it. Just put a little bit of extra virgin olive oil,
Yeah.
and a little bit of my
yeah.
a little bit of my garlicky salt.
Cooking.
And then we pop that in the grill.
I don't know about Stephen cooking.
I'm also going to put a little bit of this sweet chili jam in. It just adds a little bit of sweetness, but a little bit of kick as well. It's quite nice.
Yeah, because we've definitely not added enough chili flakes in at this point.
A bit heavy on the chili flakes. Okay, so we're going to now do the eggs. So what you need to do is you need to create a little space right down to the bottom of the pan. Crack an egg in there. And then wait for that to cook. Create another little space. And then I'm going to put a lid on the top of this just to help the eggs cook through a little bit quicker. So just to finish it off, put a little bit of tahini, sprinkle a little bit of tahini across. And
some parsley as well.
A little bit of parsley. And I'm going to serve that then with the toasted ciabatta. So this is shakshuka for breakfast. Hello darlings, so I'm going to do now a breakfasty dish, mainly because as I mentioned I've got a few dietary issues at the moment. So this is one of my favourite breakfasts that I'm having, although I have it at 12 o'clock, I don't eat in the morning. And basically it's just poached eggs with avocado on the Heart of Nature, which is a seeded gluten-free bread, which actually this is the one I find is the most tastiest, from Waitrose, the Heart of Nature, it's really good. So I toast a couple of slices of that. Then I've recently bought an egg poacher, so you just put some boiling water in there, heat that up, put some eggs in. What I put in is a little bit of this, this is a virgin olive oil one, but any of these cooking little oil sprays, just so it makes it a little bit easier for it to come out. Then, very, very straightforward, crack the eggs into each of these little cups. And then leave that for 4 minutes. I've toasted some of this gluten-free bread, and then I'm just going to crush a little bit of avocado over the top. Avocado is such a good source of, it's a little bit fattening obviously because it's got a lot of oil in it, but it is really full of lovely other things. Yeah, it's healthy fat. Just crush that over the bread, like that. I've also got, I think you heard me mention before, these toppings, and they have an avocado one from Waitrose, which is really nice. Nice little sort of seasoning for avocados. It's got quite a mixture of things in it. Sea salt, pepper, sesame, tomato flakes, pepper, crushed chili, and pink peppercorn, so it's quite peppery. Joe likes a little bit of lemon on his avocado, so we're going to put a little bit of lemon because this is Joe's breakfast.
I'm glad that's made it into the edit.
So these little poaching pots have got little lids on them, so there you go. Perfect. Perfect little poached eggs. Finish that off with a little bit of the garlicky salt. There you go. Good morning everybody, Steve Davis, Not by the Hop here. Today I'm going to cook something for breakfast. Something I've not done before. It's a variation on a dish that Adam, my partner's mother, did. So it's going to be scrambled eggs with sour cream, and then smoked salmon on the top with some sour cream and dill. And we're going to serve it with some brioche buns. Later, you can also have, one of the recipes does with crayfish tails, but I couldn't get any crayfish, so I'm going to have smoked salmon. So first of all, I'll do the little smoked salmon mix. This is, I always get the same smoked salmon from it's John Ross one I always use from Selfridges. Selfridges from Waitrose, really nice. Just chop up the smoked salmon. I do quite a lot of smoked salmon because Adam loves salmon and he eats quite a lot. Put in a little bit of dill with it. Dill as a herb goes really well with salmon. A little bit of pepper. And some sour cream. This is just one from Waitrose again. Just mix that in together, and that's going to just go on top of the scrambled eggs. So then next, the scrambled eggs. See my new little bowls here. Got from a little shop in Wales. You can look at my perfect scrambled eggs recipe on the on my YouTube. And then I just put a knob of butter in the pan. I put a knob of butter in first, but as you all know, my Uncle Dennis puts a knob of butter at the end. Okay, add the eggs. A little bit of dill. And put a little dollop of sour cream in as well. A couple of dollops of sour cream. Because I don't like to muck around with the eggs too much, let them just cook.
So what is the sour cream kind of adding to the scrambled eggs?
It just adds a bit of just another smoothie richness. It's got a little sharpness to it. I'm going to put a little bit of lemon in at the end as well. It goes nicely with the dill. There is a dish where you actually put the sour cream and the dill in the pan, and then you poach the eggs in the sour cream, and that's what actually Adam's mother makes, which is very, very nice. Sour cream is a thing they use a lot in Hungarian cooking. They love their sour cream. Don't worry about mixing in the sour cream too much. I quite like, when you're eating it, then it's a nice creamy bit and an eggy bit. I like that. You can always add a little bit more. To the dish. My actual Claire doesn't like eggs, so she's going to have a bacon sandwich this morning. And actually, it's funny, one of my best friends, Jonathan, he can't stand eggs either, so. Okay, so I said I like my eggs a little wet. So that's enough now. We'll cook a little bit more in the pan because it's hot. I'm going to toast the buns. So then, take your toasted bun, put some of the eggs on top, like that. Put a little bit more dill. Then add the smoked salmon and dill mix that I made a bit earlier onto the top. A lemon slice at the side, but I'd squeeze a little bit of lemon over it as well. Finish off with just a little bit more dill. There you have it. My smoked salmon, dill, sour cream, and scrambled eggs on brioche bun. So if you want to see more of my recipes, then subscribe to my YouTube channel. Good morning, everyone. Joe and I have just come from the ice bath, so we're feeling very invigorated after drinking a bit too much red wine with our lasagna last night. I'm having a nice cup of coffee again. Local Welsh pottery, Ueni, does my coffee cups. So today, for our sort of breakfasty brunch, I'm going to do toasted sourdough with garlic mushrooms, a little bit of creme fraiche, and the mushrooms I'm using are actually chestnut mushrooms. Reason being, you don't want it to be too wet, too soggy. And sometimes the bigger mushrooms, the big open ones, like portobello, I think they are, there's kind of a lot of water in them sometimes. The chestnut have less moisture comes out of them when you're cooking them. So I'm going to use my Le Creuset skillet. So put a couple of knobs of butter in. And I always put a little bit of olive oil with the butter because it just stops it burning, especially when you're cooking for a little while down the mushrooms, stops the butter catching. So melt that down. I'd also put the garlic in towards the end. If you put the garlic in first, again, that can burn and sometimes have a bit of a bitter taste, so it's better off if you put it in at the end. And as a herb I put in, I'll put in chives today. This is quite nice with mushrooms. Okay, stick them in. And just cook them down for a few minutes. In the meantime, I'll just toast some sourdough. I'll add a little bit of my garlicky salt. I'll then put in a little bit of chives. Mix that through. I love chives and scrambled eggs. So I'm going to do a fried egg on top of this, the mushrooms on toast today. Okay, so those come along nicely there now. You see, it's not too wet, it's quite nice. Cook them a little bit longer. Then I'll add this is for 3 people today. Adam's obviously here. So I'll just do a dollop of creme fraiche. You can add, I don't like it too runny. So there you are, that's coming along lovely. Now turn the heat down a bit. And now I'll add the garlic. I quite like things a bit garlicky, so I'm going to put 3 cloves of garlic in. If Claire was here, we'd be having 4 cloves of garlic. But she was out with the girls last night in Ascot, so she didn't come this weekend. Missing out. So there you go. That's the mushrooms ready. I take that off the heat for a bit, and what I'm going to do then is make my fried egg. Now, my fried egg pan is in London, and it's that pan, you can heat it up. It's quite thick, non-stick. You don't need to put anything in it, just the egg, and it cooks perfectly. So I'm going to use this one today. I said there's 3 of us, so an egg each. I think the secret is to get the pan quite hot, so it starts cooking straight away as soon as you put it in. Not followed my own recommendation there. The bloopers are kept in, so we're alright. Joe likes a crunchy fried egg. So the eggs are cooked now. Just put a little bit of, as you can see, I was going to redo them, but decided to go with it. A little bit of salt on the top. Toast. Some of the mushrooms on. A bit of the garlicky sauce. And then there you go, and a little runny fried egg on top. A few more chives. There you have it. My garlic mushrooms on toast with a fried egg. So if you want to see more of my recipe videos, subscribe to Knob on the Hob.